Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Another TFSA Wealthsimple trade portfolio update. And this is the weekend update. We're going to try something a little bit different. We'll go over how the portfolio performed for the week. I did do an update yesterday, so if you want to see the full market kind of update on that one, you can check out yesterday's video. I'm just going to do a quick overview of the portfolio and how it ended the day, and then my kind of thoughts of going into the Monday, because as you know, if you're watching the market, Friday was not so great. But also, I'm going to be answering some of my viewer questions. I've gotten a ton of questions on the comment section. Really appreciate these questions. I will do my best to answer some of them. I'm not a financial planner, but hopefully I can maybe steer you in the right direction. So if you did have a question, feel free to leave it on any one of the videos. I'll try and answer it on the comment section, but I know a lot of people might actually miss these, and these answers to these and these questions might be of interest to everybody else. So I figured I'd answer them in this video. Let's jump in the portfolio and then we'll do the questions. All right, here we are. Wealthsimple TFSA trade portfolio. It's the weekend, markets are closed. It was not a great Friday. But one way to think of it, a lot of people actually kind of left a comment. Everything was on sale. So Black Friday came to the market apparently. Hopefully, I think it was hopefully a little bit of an overreaction on Friday. And I think Monday, we will see things hopefully start to pick up again. So if you're able to kind of get in there, get something on a bit of a deal maybe, good for you. We did do that. We did do a purchase on Friday, transfer some money over to the account. You can check out my last video yesterday where I showed you what the stocks that I bought. But let's just go and show you how the week, basically how the day finished, and then we'll get into how the portfolio is doing so far. It's kind of down. Just a spoiler. BEP.UN. That actually finished the day up 0.39%, which is pretty good considering how the market was doing. So good renewable energy stock we're investing in slowly but surely on that one. I will be adding more to that when I put another deposit in. I keep saying that. I just haven't got around to it. I've been kind of building a couple other positions in the portfolio. CMC down 1.79%. This hopefully does not go down any further, but again, for Friday, the way the markets were, it's not too bad. ETC, as you know, the market's going down. With that came the cryptocurrency market. Now, looking at it on Saturday, which again, the regular stock markets are closed, but as you know, cryptocurrencies will trade 24/7, 7 days a week. They've started to come up a little bit, so that kind of leads me to believe there was a bit of an overreaction on Friday, and we'll start to see things pick up over the weekend for cryptocurrencies, but hopefully on Monday for the regular stock market. So we were down 7.65%, but ETC, that's the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. I actually made another purchase yesterday on Friday, so that brought our average cost down a little bit, which is good. Again, long-term hold, long-term 5 to 10 years for the portfolio, which is kind of the goal of the whole portfolio here. Greenlane Renewables down 1.45 on Friday. That's kind of par for the course, as you'll see here. REI.UN 2.88% was down. RNW 0.90%. That has been kind of on a bit of a steady decline, but again, didn't get spared on the Friday. Solar Alliance Energy, they had actually had a pretty good news release come out on Friday, but again, still down 2.94% for Solar Alliance Energy. Slate Office REIT, SOT.UN down 1.38%. Everything, as you can see, was down on a Friday. TELUS, that is down 1.01%. Not too worried. I won't get into how my stocks are still performing. We're still okay. We'll get to the whole. I wanted to kind of do an update more on how the market was and my thoughts on that. But VDY down 2.06%. I think this was a good one. I grabbed some more ETF stocks of that to add, because these are long-term investments. I'm not the best kind of advice I can give is not to panic when you see prices come down. Think of it more, if it's a stock or ETF that you believe in, is to take that opportunity to purchase more. Again, don't put anything in your investments that you can't afford to lose, or if you need it in somewhere else, don't go chasing these things. But if you have the opportunity to do so, it might be a good opportunity to do that. But again, do your research, make sure that it's right for you. VFV 1.57%, again down. That was one I purchased more as well. Still trading over $100, which is nice. Sometimes it would be nice to see this go down under $100 again, so you can jump in there. But again, we probably won't be there for a while. Hopefully, it's nice to see it going up. I do have $1.74 left to trade. That was just from some dividends that are left over. So let's just go in and we'll show you how the portfolio is doing. So in the past month, down 181. As you can see from the portfolio, basically everything has been down that last day. So on Friday, not a great day, right? Minus 2.18%, $165.73. To see the jump up there in the graph, that was because I made that deposit. on the 1 week. So we are down 138.15 on the week, total 182%. That's okay, not too worried again long term, but again, as we go through the month here, 137, so 181, and 3 months, we are down 2.05%. This is going to come back up. I'm not stressing about this. I think if you have a portfolio that you're building for a long term, don't jump and do any kind of rash decision for the portfolio on a day. If you have concerns, I think just let it kind of things settle for a couple days, make those decisions rationally. That's kind of the advice that I can give if you are investing yourself here. So down 2.05, and again, we'll see the 1 year. So we are only down on the portfolio 84.40, so not too concerned about that. That'll be the same for the year, 1.12%. We're going to gain that back fairly quickly. I'm pretty optimistic about that, not too worried. All right, so that's the update portfolio. Just a quick one on that one. If you want to see it more in depth, like I said, go check out yesterday's video. I will also be doing a video early next week. Hopefully things start to improve on Monday. If we do, we'll do another video. We'll post it to see how these things have kind of improved. It's always kind of fun to follow along. So, but I did want to get into your viewer questions. Like I said, I had quite a few comments. I try to get to them all. I don't always get a chance on the comment section because there's a lot of them, but I think I wanted to kind of go over some of the best ones I've had from the people and let you know the answers to them. And hopefully if this is one of your questions that watching, hopefully you enjoy. Again, not a financial planner. I will do my best to kind of steer you in the right direction here. But again, if you are investing, make sure you do your own research on all these stocks. And if you have a financial planner, consult with them. There we go. First question. This one is from Nadia C. Now, she was asking what I do with the dividend income that comes in. Do I reinvest it? Great question, Nadia. I do reinvest it. So you'll see it into the TFSA portfolio. I don't withdraw it from that because we want to, with a TFSA, you basically want to, enjoy those gains of the portfolio. So they will go directly back into either a stock or, it doesn't have to go back into the same one. I'll just kind of put it in, usually leave it in there. Like you can see now I have $1.74 kind of left. That will go in onto one of my next purchases, will get used. So ideally, we'll start to get dividends from the ETFs and the stocks that I have. That will, as we get a dividend from that, we'll be able to buy a whole new stock of that. That would be kind of the ideal place. We're not there yet, unfortunately, with the account, but that will eventually happen. So we'll hopefully be able to start to do that with the portfolio. But great question. Roberto asked, Roberto something, that's a good name. He was asking on the dividends, do you have, this was in kind of a response to Nadia's question, is do you have a automated dividend reinvestment, i.e. buy more of the same stock, or do you take the cash and pick something different? So kind of answered it last time. With that being said, on the Wealthsimple TFSA, your self-directed TFSA trade portfolio, you cannot do, they don't have automatic dividend reinvestments on that. So you'll have to make that choice in terms of what you want to invest in. When you receive those dividends, you can take it out. Not always advisable, just depends on your situation, or you can put it into any other investment that you choose to. If you're looking for a product that it does the automatic dividend reinvestments, Wealthsimple has their Wealthsimple Invest product. You might want to look at that. But great question, Robert. If you want to have that, the dividends reinvested, check out that Wealthsimple, the Invest product. It's another app. You can also access it on the web. Next question, Hot Dog. I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Hot Dog Firewood Barista Fire. That's another interesting name. How often do you buy and how much each time? So if you've been following on the channel, you know that I kind of just do slow, regular investments. I try and do at least a minimum of around $500 a month to the TFSA. Again, it's a long-term investment, so you don't want to have, I don't want to put all my money into my TFSA because the plan is to not have to withdraw this for any kind of reason. So you want to make sure you have a savings somewhere else in case emergency fund, that kind of thing. But typically $500. I do have if you have some other savings and you see these opportunities that you can bring over, that's what I've been doing. So you'll see some of the deposits are a bit more. Again, long-term investment. So anything that's going in here, it is funds that I'm, well, hopefully not going to have to touch for 5 or 10 years at least. That's the plan. Stanley Samuel asked, would you buy more CMC? That's Cielo Waste Solutions. If you've been following along the portfolio, you know that is doing terrible. I want to say never, but Samuel, good question. I probably will. I'll just kind of keep an eye on things. I think it's going to be kind of flat in the price right now, just doing research on that company. So nothing in the near future, but that might change as kind of maybe things happen. They're still really pre-revenue, and with what they're doing, there's still lots of R&D and more development that has to get done for that. So maybe in the future, no plans right now. Good question though. Somnath Naha last, what's your thoughts on Enbridge stocks to portfolio? Let me know your thoughts. So I get that question quite a bit. This was one that jumped out again though as well. And Enbridge is actually one of the stocks in VDY. So I haven't bought it individually. I know a lot of investors, it's a popular one in Canada. You might want to take a look at it, do your research. But the reason I haven't done it individually, along with some of basically with all the bank stocks as well, is it's covered on that ETF. And the ETFs, did give you a bit more diversification. And that's where I've decided to not invest in Enbridge individually. Not to say I won't do it in the future, but there's no plans at this time. I want to try and build those two ETFs before purchasing the individual stocks. But good question. Billy the investor asked he was just wondering how much dividend income you're getting from my portfolio. That was a great question, and I've actually done a video on that. So what I'll start to do on the channel, if you will watch, what I'll do is I will do a monthly update, kind of just after the new month rolls over. So I'll be able to show you what dividends were made in the prior month. We'll do a breakdown of what kind of came in, and then you can see kind of an idea of what I am making from this portfolio. But good question. If you want to see those, make sure you're subscribed, turn on that notification bell, and you'll get notified when those new videos pop up. Good question though. John Markstrom, do you plan on adding any the CDR stocks like Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, etc.? I think they're a great buying opportunity. And he also said, plus I should look into bank stocks like TD and BMO. So on the bank stocks, John, you can kind of refer to my last question. They're in VDY, but the CDR stocks, those are interesting. So these were released. Now I might get this wrong. From what I've researched a little bit, they're out by CIBC, and they're basically Canadian dollar-based stocks in US companies like Tesla. There's Facebook, I believe. A lot of the higher end tech stocks. I've looked at them, John, but I haven't purchased them yet. They do kind of interest me, but I've kind of got them on the watch list just to see what kind of happens. The only reason I haven't really kind of looked at that is that they're in my S&P, in the ETF that I have, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, quite a heavy, allocation of those kind of already. So I haven't made that decision to buy these individual stocks. I'm trying to build the base of my stock up with those two ETFs I have the three ETFs mostly. VFE, VDY, and the ETC. That's what I kind of want to get the base of my portfolio built first, and then start to go into other things potentially. But good question. You might want to check those out if you want. They are on Wealthsimple. Just have to search CDR. They will mostly kind of show up. I think they might even have a separate section if you do look. And John M, he asked, are you using Wealthsimple for TFSA, or do I have another TFSA account? Awesome content video. Thank you. Good question, John. I have another TFSA account. It has basically zero in it now. What I did is moved it over to this one to try and get it over. It was very, very minimal. It was just a regular savings account, not making any returns. Although, I mean, as you can see, my portfolio, other than the dividends that are coming in, it is down. But again, so no. That being said, in terms of investments, this TFSA is not the only investment I have. So I have other investments with Wealthsimple. I do use their invest product. I like it because I have my RRSP in there. I like it because it's kind of on autopilot. I can set it and forget it. I have the regular deposits come out when on regular weeks, and I just basically have it come out of my bank account. It goes into the Wealthsimple Invest, and I've been pretty happy with it so far. I think with doing the TFSA, I kind of like having a bit of flexibility. That being said, I don't necessarily know if I want to manage a TFSA portfolio and an RSP portfolio. It can be a bit kind of overwhelming to kind of watch everything and more worry. So decided to do TFSA in self-directed, my RSP, and is in my Wealthsimple Invest product. But good question. No other TFSA. Long-winded question. Last one from Zion. Is it a good strategy to get a loan to put in the TFSA if you've never contributed? That's a good question, actually, that I do not know the answer to. So with that, like I said, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not an accountant. Everybody's situation is different. It will depend on a number of different things that I can't answer with that question without knowing you more or not even having the experience to do so. I'm not a big, I don't borrow to invest. Not to say you shouldn't, not to say you should. I would, in your situation, you know, because you might be better off borrowing to put it into your RSP for tax reasons and that kind of thing. So I would consult a financial advisor for that, for sure. But that's a great question. If anybody has some comments on any of these questions, as always, you can leave them down below. I would love to hear everybody's thoughts on some of these questions, help each other out. We're building quite a community here. It's great to have everybody following along. On that note, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you've made it this far, you made it through all this, all the questions, and aren't subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, helps the YouTube algorithm get everything out. The channel is growing. It's great to have you following along. I'll see you all in the next video.